What's good, y'all? It's your man Maze for KixandtheCity.com coming through with a very special Jordan Brand edition of the KATC Stockroom. Now, before I even get into the show, I would like to personally thank all of the good people at Jordan Brand for their continued support of KixandtheCity.com. Now, a couple of weeks back, the Director of Footwear at Jordan Brand, Mr. Gentry Humphrey, was in town for the Jordan Brand All-American Classic, and I got to sit down with him for about a half an hour, and we chopped it up about his early days before he got to Nike, his early days with Nike, his early days with Jordan Brand, of course, the past, present, and future of Jordan Brand, and we even tackled a couple of the tough questions that I know all of y'all out there have been dying to ask him. Now, I couldn't call this a KATC Stockroom without showing y'all some of the heat dropping during this month. Now, when we posted the last KATC Stockroom, I cannot tell you how many emails, comments, even forum threads that I saw asking where the Air Jordan 6 countdown pack was. Now, I have two questions for y'all. The first question is, did y'all think I forgot? And the second question is, did y'all think that I would seriously hold out on y'all? Come on. It's your man Money Maze, and you know I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Air Jordan 6 countdown pack. Right here, the Air Jordan Retro 17 in an all-black suede colorway. Take a couple angles of those right here. The back, and of course the sole shot. Air Jordan 17 Retro Plus colorway, all black and suede, coming in as part of the Air Jordan 6 countdown pack. Now, I know y'all know what comes with the Air Jordan 17 Retro Plus, right? The much anticipated first return of the Air Jordan 6 Carmine Retro right here. Nubuck Carmine red, white leather. Take a couple angles of those as well. Icy sole right here for the Air Jordan 6. Boom. Inside. Jumpman Air in the back. Now, the Air Jordan 6 countdown pack is dropping May 24th. I know you guys already have that date circled on your calendar, but that's just a reminder. Now, with all the attention that the Air Jordan 6 countdown pack is getting, I think that y'all forgot about something yourselves. The Air Jordan 23 in the white and varsity red colorway. It's got the white upper, red TPU midsole, white outsole. Now, these first surfaced in the Air Jordan DVD, and your man Gentry Humphrey is rocking them during the interview. The Air Jordan 23 white varsity red dropping May 31st. Now, I'd like to thank y'all again for tuning in to the KATC Stockroom Special Jordan Brand Edition. Without further ado, let's kick it to my interview with Mr. Gentry Humphrey. What up, everyone? It's your man Maze for KixandtheCity.com, coming to you live from the center of New York City, Grand Central Hyatt Players Lounge right now. And the gentleman to my right really needs no introduction if you know anything about sneakers, especially Jordan sneakers. But for you guys that do not know, I'm going to remind y'all, this is Mr. Gentry Humphrey right here.
My man.
My man, the Director of Footwear at Jordan Brand. Now, for those that don't know what the Jordan Brand All-American Classic is, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Classic is really an opportunity for the Jordan Brand to house some of the best high school athletes in the world. Really not only from just a U.S. standpoint, but actually internationally as well. We have an opportunity to showcase the young talent that we feel really are going to be the athletes of the future. And, you know, it's what better way to do it than to have what we feel is a special brand driven by a special athlete for special young athletes that are hopefully going to take us into the future. So it should be a great event, and then, you know, you host it in one of the best cities for the game of basketball at Madison Square Garden, and it doesn't get much better than that.
And you have several alumni from the game that are part of Jordan Brand now as well, right?
Yeah, that's right. You know, in the past, we've had the LeBrons compete in the game. We've had Amari Stoudemire, Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony. I mean, we've had great athletes both on the Nike side and on the Jordan side that obviously have gone on to the NBA to do their thing and really represent. So it's a good deal.
Now, when we were at the event at the Hip Hop Culture Summit, you talked us through your history with the brand. And you touched on something that I didn't know. You had dreams of hooping in the league one day.
Yeah. Way back in the day, I played ball, and you know, at 5'6", you know, not too many NBA players at 5'6" out there, but that actually was my goal. And all through high school and college, I played JC ball, and did pretty well. But there came a point in my life where I really had to really make an evaluation of where I was going to take my career, and I just had to be real with myself and say, hey, look, maybe the NBA is not going to be an opportunity for me to drive down that path, but how can I follow the passion that I have for both the game of basketball and for the fashion industry and footwear in specific? How can I parlay that into something that is meaningful to me that might end up allowing me to have a career that's still somewhat special? And, I think that, people used to say, how'd you get this job? And I used to say, it was a matter of being at the right place at the right time. But when I look back, I really kind of structured myself in a way that I aligned my interests up with my passion. And it allowed me to kind of do some things in this industry that got me to where I am today. So it all worked out.
Right, you always have to have a plan B.
That's right. It's all about that backup plan if something doesn't work. Even some of the greatest athletes, we're going to showcase some extreme talent here, but you never know. Heaven forbid, injuries or anything can happen. And, the important thing is to make sure you have a backup plan, but to also know that, there's a lot of people out there that love the game of basketball, and being a professional athlete isn't the only way that you can still, stay true to your passion if it so happens to be basketball. There's so many other things that can keep you connected or tethered to the sport that will allow you to kind of build a career off of. So that's what it's all about, I guess.
Now, when you're coming up and you're hooping when you were younger, high school, college days, what are you playing?
Well, it was funny. I was that kid that always wanted something different. So I remember even wearing Bruins, even before they even had like swooshes on. They had like perfs around it that formed a swoosh. And so I'd come in and color my swoosh up to match my colored shoes. But even telling my age a little bit, I even went back to the days of wearing Puma Clydes. I actually spent a little time on the East Coast, and as you know, Clydes were huge. And so we rocked Clydes a little bit back in the day. And, even me and my boys, we switch colors and, do that whole line. But it was all about, for me, being different. And I think, the footwear industry, at least for me, allowed me to express myself or show people who I am. And it was my way of showing people that, hey, I'm not afraid of being a little bit different, and let my footwear kind of show that.
Right, speak for you.
Yeah, that's right.
So you would say then, you would agree that you had a passion for sneakers and footwear dating back to your hooping days?
Without a doubt. It's funny. My mom even used to tell me, she said, hey, when you were a little kid, I didn't have to lay out your clothes like most little 5-year-olds. You had, 3 or 4 outfits that you were ready to rock that day, and each one of them had shoes that hooked with it. So, yeah, even from a little kid, it was kind of a passion of mine, and that's why I said, it really wasn't a matter of being at the right place at the right time. It was kind of something that was instilled in me from day one.
So hooping didn't work out, unfortunately. So you decided to hit the footwear landscape. You first started out with Nike, on the Nike side. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so what happened was I actually, going through college, I actually worked for a company called Nordstrom, which was a retail store, and became a buyer for them. And in the particular store that I bought for, it was in an area that really had that consumer, the kid that loved athletic footwear coming into the store. But the store didn't have it, didn't have any of that product. And so as a buyer, I said, you know what, this is my passion, and there's kids that are coming in here. I'm going to try to do something a little bit different. And so while there, I basically brought in a whole new program, that included, Nike probably was the largest portion of that business, but it had all the other vendors as well. And built a great business there, and just began because of my love for athletics. And ultimately, Nike came to me and asked me to go work for them, and I went to work for them. And I started off as a sales rep down in Southern California, and really enjoyed it. That's where I grew up. Had some great experiences down there, but then eventually made the move up to Oregon, and moved on into Jordan once Nike decided to give Michael his own brand.